Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Making Interstellar Redux. Today we have the first episode of the new season with Ajax, which it will feature the European Super Cup final against Chelsea. So before we get into that, we've got a lot to cover. We've got 2 league games to cover, and we've also got the transfers, which is everyone loves to see. So we'll go cover those first. If we go forward and have a look at those, we'll just quickly summarise the outs. As you can see, there has been a lot of outs. All of our foreign players have gone. That includes some of our very key players like Nikolai Thompson, Sylvan Widmer, Lucas Anderson, Dorlan Pabon, Bertolo, Stankovic. All of these foreign players are gone, so we've got no foreign players left in the starting 11 or starting first team, which means we had to sign a lot of Dutch players to replace them with, and we have done. And we'll work from the cheapest to the most expensive. So Robin van Persie's come in on a free transfer from Man United. You knew about him last year. He didn't score many goals, but he's a good backup option. His mentals are very, very good. And, you know, because he's 35, he'll have a little bit of experience for a very relatively young squad that we have. Adding to the experience factor is Wesley Sneijder, who is a very good player. He's declining, obviously, at 34 years old, but he is a very good player for this league, and he'll be a very good player to shore up our centre midfield, as we couldn't sign any younger players for reasonable prices. Schneider's coming in on a free transfer to play alongside another experienced player who we haven't quite got to yet. Now, following up, just a backup rotation option because we need a little bit of depth. Kyle Epechilio, if I pronounced that wrong, I apologise. I also apologise for a lot of background noise. It's very hot today. I sit by a window, so the window's open, and for some reason every car in the entire town has decided to drive past my house. Just press record, which is great. But yeah, Kyle, he's got very good stats all round. He's a very good player for this league. He is a rotation option. Unfortunately, he's injured at the moment, pulled his hamstring, but he will be a rotation option in and around the first team, as and when we need him, as and when we need to rest players like Schneider. Next up, and also we only paid 1.3 million, you can't really go wrong. Next up is a backup centre-back, Jordi Boys, I think that's how you pronounce that. He hasn't played yet for us, but as you can see, he's got good stats, good player for most Eredivisie sides. He's a backup centre-back, because we're actually playing Bazur as a centre-back this year. Bit risky, but I feel like he can play there, but he's a good player, and I'm happy with the deal. 1.9 million for a player. He got a 7.03 play in the league last year, and he did play for a very poor team. Next up, Tony Trinidad del Vejena, popular player on the FM, potential to be a really, really good player. Only paid 2 million for him. He's only rotational at the moment, but he will be playing more and more games as the season goes on, and he is a very, very quality player. But we have got signed other players who are ahead of him in the pecking order at the moment. So next up is Nigel de Jong, 3 million from Lille. He is 33, paid 3 million for him, I believe, but he is a very, very solid player, a leading player for most Eredivisie sides, and again, the experience will add it'll add some quality to the team, and I'm hopeful we can do a job for one season, because if we fulfill what the board have said to me is that they want us to win the Dutch Cup, just to get to the first knockout round of the Champions League. They want us to be competitive in the Super Cup, which basically means playing it, and they want us to win the league, and we are joint favourites to win the league with PSV. So if we win the league this year, we will probably be moving on from Ajax at the end of the season, just because we've got that all Dutch squad already, and we'll have to see where we go. But yeah, very happy with de Jong. But more so, we're getting into the more exciting transfers now. Hakim Ziyech from Lyon, I believe it was, 3.7 million. He's already started very well for us with a goal and assist in his first 2 games. Very good stats. He will be playing in that trequartista role, and he can play there very well. Got a little bit of improving to do on certain areas, but he will be a very, very good player this year for us, I am sure. And at only 3.7 million, he's a good piece of business. Now, a name that a lot of you will be familiar with if you follow English football, Alexander Butner has joined us on a deal. Our new starting left back. He is a very good player for this league yet again. Formerly of Manchester United, of course. Didn't play many games, but he did play for them. We signed him for 4.4 million after 4 very successful years at Dynamo Moscow, and he started very well for us here in Amsterdam. An assist and the man of the match in his first 2 games, and a 9.0 average rating, which is fantastic. Moving on is our new first choice goalkeeper, Mickey van der Hart. joined us from Anderlecht on a deal worth 7.5 million. We needed replacements from Stankovic, and we got that. He actually used to play for Ajax. We sold him for 1.8 million to Anderlecht, and he had 2 very good years there. And we brought him back for a 7.5 million pound deal. If it was up to me, we would never have sold him. But what can you do? And he's got 2 clean sheets in 2 games so far, and he's pulled off a hell of a lot of saves in this last game we just played, including a triple save, which was really, really impressive. But he's had a couple of years in Belgium. He's improved as a player, and he's come back as our #1 goalkeeper, and he is a very, very good goalkeeper at that. Finally, the biggest transfer by far is David Klaassen joining on a £25 million deal from Tottenham Hotspur. Big money spent on him. We're retraining him to play attacking midfielder right as a Raumdeuter, because he has got the attributes to play there relatively well. The only thing that really lets him down there is concentration and finishing in this, that, and his physicals could use a little bit of improvement, but we are training him to improve on his quickness already, so his acceleration may well go up. But he is being trained to play there. We're going to be playing him there a lot in the league, because he'll be okay there for the league we're playing in. Against Chelsea, I don't know where he'll play, but as you can see in his biography, his class is a world superstar, which is very, very good news for us. And if he fulfills that potential, it'll be great. He's been injured. He's now match fit, so hopefully he'll start kicking on in the league. Now, for the more observant people out there, you might have noticed Hollander here now. The World Cup has been, and Holland had a shocking World Cup, offered me the job, so I took it. And I have, if we ignore that, I'll actually quickly set that to this tactic. And we have called up every single Ajax player. I wanted to do this with Italy and Inter, didn't get the opportunity. We're only going to stay in charge for 1 year or 1 tournament. We're going to see how we do in the Nations Cup, and we'll take it from there. But as you can see, you know, all Ajax players, which is good news for us. And I feel like it'll be a nice little change for. I'll run it as a little mini series, Holland maybe. The Adventures of Ajax in international football or something stupid like that. But that's something just a little bit different. Now, if we look at our league form so far, we've only played 2 games. We've played Heerenveen and ADO Den Haag. Won both games, scoring 6, conceding none. First game we won 2-0. Luke picking up where he left off last year with a goal, and Hakim Ziyech scoring on his debut. Good ratings all round, except for maybe Schneider, who didn't play particularly well, and Butner getting his man of the match award there. And you know, we gave a few debuts out in that one. Then a more impressive result at home against ADO Den Haag. Luke getting a hat-trick and an own goal being the other one. Luke really has picked up where he left off last year. As you can see, Van der Hart got an 8.1 average rating, Butner got a 9.0, Kishner got a 9.0, Luke got a 9.6. Now we have actually promoted a few young players to the first team as well, because we couldn't sign everyone I wanted. The one you'll see seeing a lot of is Jarp Smid. He's played 2 league games so far, and he's looking like he can be a very good player. They're saying he's a leading player already for the Vidi side. I'm not sure that's true. Looking at his stats, he doesn't look anywhere near as good as a lot of the other players we have, but we're still developing him. And the one that the coaches are really excited about, apparently, is Hans Gilson. We'll go over that. He could be a very, very good player. He's not good enough for the first team really yet, but he'll be a good backup option if we ever need him. So, enough rambling. Let's get on to the first game of this new season that you have seen, which is against Chelsea, neutral, obviously a neutral stadium in the Euro Super Cup. We're actually playing in Italy, the Renato Dall'Ara, which is the home ground of Bologna. Which seems a little bit of a strange stadium to host it at, considering it's only got 38,000 capacity. But I'd expect it to sell out, and it'll be nice to go back to Italy. It's a stadium I've visited a couple of times, so you know, let's get on with this. And we're going to put out obviously our strongest team. If we could win this, it'd send out a statement of intent to the rest of Europe, saying we are here and we mean business. Now the only complaint I've actually got quickly about, well, what is this? Scorpio view. I feel like that's changed, but never mind. About the Champions League is I thought the Europa League winner qualified as first seeds, which obviously must be a new rule then if it hasn't, because it hasn't kicked in this game. So obviously we haven't. Unfortunately, we do have to go through a qualifier against Ghent. So we've got to play 2 more games. We really would have liked to. That is unfortunate, and it's not a lot I can do about that apart from play them. So we're going to go with the same team that we've been picking for the league. I want to get Klaassen used to this Ramsdorff role. I also want to get Bazor used to his new role at centre back. Maybe questioning my decision, but he has got decent stats for there. If he can improve on all of those, he'll be a very, very good centre back in the future. He is only 21, so let's run you through the team. Van der Hart in goal, a back four of Butner, Bazor, Veltman, and Van Rijn. De Jong and Schneider in that midfield, a very experienced midfield duo, with Kishner, Ziyech, Klaassen, and Luke leading the line. So let's get into this, hoping for a win, expecting a defeat. Let's see how we go. So Chelsea are 4-6 favourites. The prediction is I can't choose between these sides, and it may well take a shootout to separate them. So let's see how this goes. It is a sellout, and it's lovely weather here in Italy this evening. Two of Europe's biggest clubs battling it out. Chelsea have a very good squad by the looking at it. They've obviously got Courtois in goal. I'm not sure who Romeo is. Not heard of him, but he's an under 21 left back, so we might be able to get some joy there. And is that the Swiss? It is the Swiss one. So they've got Romeo, Zuma, Fabian Schär, and De Siglio across their back line. A very good midfield and attack though. They've got Matic, Yanis Tafer, is it? Oh, someone else, a hot prospect again. So he might be a weak link. Eden Hazard, Willian, Benzema, and I'm not sure who this is. Carlos Mane, not heard of him. Used to play for Sporting, probably why I haven't heard of him. But he hasn't done well for Chelsea in the games he's played in. So it's not Chelsea's strongest team by any means, but it is a very good team nevertheless. But let's hope we can get a good result. There's a lot of fans. Yep, it'll be great. Win the trophy for the fans. Luke's loving it. Let's see if we can get everyone else on board. Veltman's loving it. Klaassen and Kishner are also loving it. So let's go. Let's start this game and hope for a good result to go with a good start to the league. So Chelsea. I thought Chelsea were going to have a chance here, but no. Van Rijn's played back to Schneider. Back to Van Rijn. Into Ziyech, who loses out to Romeo, which is disappointing. Benzema loses out to Veltman though. He plays it safe to Bazor. Klaassen into Ziyech, loses it again, but he's just got it back. Schneider to Kishner. Kishner scores 9 minutes in, and the Ajax have taken a surprise lead here. Looking at it, we've been dominating possession, similar amount of chances. Chelsea have actually had the half chance, but we've taken a chance where a goal probably wasn't really on the cards. Kishner cuts inside, lovely ahead of De Siglio here, and smashes it with his left foot. Courtois beating at his near post, poorly you would say. But we're not going to complain. As Butner takes the corner here. Klaassen to Ziyech. It's blocked. Oh, and it's got to be an own goal off Mane. It is. And we're 2-0 up. 3 minutes after the first goal, we scored again. So Butner with the corner into Klaassen. He plays it back to Ziyech. He shoots. It bounces back to him. It hits Courtois, hits Mane, and goes in. Very fortunate. And is that an assist for Ziyech? It is an assist for Ziyech. Lovely stuff. And so far, so good. I'm not going to get ahead of ourselves. Chelsea are obviously a very good team. As Mane gets his header blocked, he's got another chance. So Hazard loses out there. Kishner can break now. We've had some really derogatory bids from Liverpool for Kishner, which have turned his head. And Schneider, is he onside? Puts us 3-0 up against Chelsea. I thought he might have been offside, but it's Schneider's first goal since returning to Ajax. Yeah, we've had Liverpool bid like 5 million for Kishner. Like, well, we want 30. Obviously, Kishner wants to go to Liverpool. We've got in a similar situation with Veltman and Man United, but no, neither of them going anywhere. I'm going to force him to stay. Klaassen to Luke. Bazor, 4-0, half hour gone. Jeez, it's wet. What is going on with Chelsea? What is going on with this Ajax team? Klaassen to Luke, who shoots. Courtois saves it. It hits the defender, and Bazor just finishes it off. There's another highlight here, straight from kickoff. Matic now to Hazard. He runs past the defenders. Benzema Willian misses a sitter, you must say. Klaassen's picked up a knock. That's a shame. We're not even going to risk him. We're going to chuck Kishner on their right, and Schmid can come on that left midfield. Hope he's not out for too long. We paid a lot of money for him. We're yet to see a great investment. Only 3 days. Only really 2 games gone though, because he didn't start the last game. Well, his first game. Wow, what a first half though. 4-0 up against Chelsea. Just tell them we're happy. They're not exactly reacting well to it, but we'll give them a bit more passionate team talk in the full time if we win it. Change for Chelsea at half time. Costa's come on for Tafur. I'm not sure what that does to their formation. They've probably gone to a 4-4-2. Whoa, they've gone for a 4-2-4 attacking. It hasn't paid off for him yet though. As Van der Hart launches it long towards Kishner, who loses out to Zuma, but De Jong's on the ball. He's lost it though. Diego Costa now plays through Benzema. Bazor's been caught out. He will get caught out occasionally, and Diego Costa's put Chelsea in with a shout. I say in with a shout. We're 4-1 up, but you never know what can happen, as there's another highlight straight after they've scored. Kishner down to Schneider, to Ziyech, to Luke, to Kishner, and it's 5-1 Ajax. Chelsea's goal has been cancelled out straight away. Luke with the assist. He hasn't scored so far, which is surprising in the game with so many goals. Kishner, pass Zuma like he's not even there, and pass Courtois like he's not even there. Beautiful goal. What can you say? We'll go do a change. Schneider and Veltman are both looking a little bit tired, but we'll go with Schneider for Hainer, and we will bring on Boys for Veltman a little bit later on, just to keep players fresh. You know, we've won this game now. You'd have thought. Yep, sub now because he is low. We've got Chuck Bazar on the right centre back spot. He's had a very good game, Captain Veltman. Not sure who this makes captain, because usually it would have been Schneider, but let's go into this and we'll have a look. It is Van Rijn, which is surprising, as Kishner picked up a knock. We'll have to keep him on. Don't want Kishner and Klaassen injured. Benzema to Willian. Hart saves. Willian again though, blocked by Butner, as Bazar clears the corner, back for another corner. Hazard launches it into the box again. Velheina clears. As Peliqueta deals with it. Share now. Hazard. As Schmid deals with it well. Van der Hart claims that long throw in from Azpilicueta, and if he looks, Kishner is in acres. He's taken too long, and he's given it straight to Azpilicueta, which is a poor kick. But Butner's got the ball back to Boyes, making his debut. Vilhena, Kishner loses out to Romeo, but Van Rijn's got that back well, but launched it forward, and Chelsea are on the attack here. Romeo now to Costa, up to Hazard. Willian's there, but it's cleared. Kishner wins the ball back. Vilhena kicks it against Hazard, but the save is made. And Chelsea have had a lot of chances in this game, but obviously we've been the more clinical of the two teams, as Willian scores 5-2 on the night. Chelsea are red hot. They're 5-2 down. 5 minutes to go. We're on the ball. Ziyech launches it in. Matic, Oscar now. Bazar beats Benzema to the ball. Vilhena to De Jong, to Bazar, to Boyes. Vilhena, Kishner. Vilhena loses it, but De Jong's there. Kishner again. Play through Luke. Luke's got a score. Ziyech hits the post. Damn it, that's a shame. 6-2 would be incredible. But with time ticking on, we're in the 90th minute now. You have to say we have won this game. There we go. 5-2 in flipping heck. How did we do that? Kishner with the man of the match award, but how did we do that 5-2 against Chelsea, the Champions League winners? Very even game, but we took our chances. And boom, European Super Cup holders, Ajax. Let's see when the last time a Dutch team won that. It was 1995, and it was Ajax. So that kind of gives you an indication of how big that is. It's a shame Inter lost in their final to Tottenham, which is a little bit embarrassing. But yeah, Super Cup winners. Ajax lifts Euro Super Cup. Klaassen's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Annoying. That's 10 weeks he's been out for now since joining the club. He's got a gashed lower leg, which isn't too bad. But yeah, what a result. Fantastic result. Brings big success. Kishner was fantastic. We have to praise him. Praise last game. You're superb in front of goal. You're welcome, mate. Panna. Okay. But anyway, yeah, that wraps up today's episode. Next episode will be the league game against PSV, and then we'll see where we go from there. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave that like button. I think a 5-2 victory over Chelsea deserves a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. and I will catch you all next time for the game against PSV. Talk to you soon, lads.